Good morning. This is Nita, Miss Panda, the kitty, and the chickens with the timepiece garden. Panda's up over there doing her business. Kitty's over here doing kitty business. I'm getting ready to go to the gym. I just thought those clouds right there were, look like something out of an oil painting. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, after last night's storms, a little bit of blue is always a good thing to see. Anyway, I just thought I'd share. Like I said, I'm getting ready to go to the gym, so yeah, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Happy late morning. There's the supervisor. She's coming, she's checking out Garden 3, making sure it's all good. Yeah, what am I doing? I'm gonna take some of my walking onions and these little headsets that they do, and I'm gonna go ahead and plant them where that mole is trying to be right there, because he doesn't need to be here. And they don't like onions, and I'm getting ready to put him there. Just start spreading some onions so they go ahead and get on out. And then from there I've got some harvesting to do. I got some tomatoes to do and peppers and, you know, check on stuff. We had a couple of good rainstorms yesterday, so I'm gonna check on those. I'm out here later than I had planned to be. I had talked to the guy about some firewood and thought I was gonna go pick up some firewood, and he no-showed. You know, it's a little aggravating. I don't like wasting my time. I don't like having other people help me waste my time. But, you know, it is what it is. It's just how it is. So I'm out here. Let me go ahead and get these onion sets. You can see they're just the little heads. Start planting them, sticking them in the ground, just kind of under the wood chips, and they'll, especially since the soil is moist, they'll take hold. But they'll start putting out that onion smell that'll help keep the moles away. If the moles don't dig tunnels, then the voles don't come in here and eat. So let me get busy. Talk to you in a few. Alright, so, yeah, I got tomatoes to harvest. I'm gonna turn back that way. It was funny, where the daffodils and garlic and onion sets are around the elderberries, there's no mole activity. But here in the center, where I wasn't gonna plant this year, but did because I found the wood chip source, that's where all the mole activity is. So all the onion sets are now in place. Literally, I followed the mole trail, so hopefully they'll leave. Fingers crossed. Alright, and then tomatoes. So I'm going to come on this side. They've gotten tall, they've gotten wiry, and every place where one folds over, that makes sense, it tries to start new starts. And what it is I'm taking these off in several locations, just because if you look at some of this, it's so thick, you can't see the tomatoes in there, and there's also no airflow. And that's how a tomato gets powdery mildew. We have storms last night, and a mess like this can't dry out. You can see where there's a water drop right here on the leaf. That makes sense? It's not dried from last night's rain. But that'll create powdery mildew. So I am pruning today. Branches like this, same thing. This doesn't need to be here. We're going into August, hottest part of the month. They will slow down producing. That's okay. Because in September they turn back on and they will grow new shoots, and I'll be harvesting till November. But in order to do that, I got to prevent them from getting powdery mildew between now and then. So let me get on and get pruning here. You know, thin it out. You can already see where I've started thinning some. You can see where I've put stuff out here. Yeah, I'm going to lose a couple of tomatoes. Those are not anything or any size of any consequence. Does that make sense? Surely not. Not with the amount of tomatoes that I have. So let me keep on keeping on, and I'll talk to you in a few. Alrighty, so that's what I pruned off. Baby sprouts like this, as far as leaves go, little shooters, and a lot of leaves. But what that does is it lets you stand here and you can see all the tomatoes, even all the way here on the inside. You know, you can see them in there and there. You can see the ones back there, kind of on the other side. Does that make sense? But what that does is if I can see the tomatoes on the other side, see them back in there, if I can see the tomatoes, then the airflow can flow through here and they won't get powdery mildew. Again, you can see them back in there. Does that make sense? And that's what you want, is that airflow with the tomatoes. Again, I still have plenty of green tomatoes on the vine. This is not going to be an issue. The ones that got cut off are not going to be an issue. And then the second half of that is all the vines that I did cut. Makes sense? I'll have baby shooters. You know, can I take some of them off? Sure, but I will have vegetables. I'll have tomatoes all the way through to November. You know, I think Thanksgiving, the last 2 years, I've had tomatoes, fresh tomatoes off the vine. And part of that is just knowing when to prune and what to keep. There's another little shooter. Took the leaves off, let the airflow go. You couldn't let that one grow. It's not a problem. I still have plenty of green tomatoes. You know? So you can see right there. You can see these here. You can't really see those back there. So I've got some more leafage here to take off. Again, just to get that airflow. There you can almost see through to the pipe. You can see it right there. A little piece of white right there. That's the watering pipe, and that's what you want. It doesn't have to be completely leafless. You just gotta get that airflow. That way, again, when it rains, it can dry, and I don't get powdery mildew. Having said that, you can see where I've almost got a row here. Very easy to walk on. If you look at that one there, the A-frame's there, and it's all hanging over like that. Yeah, that one's still got to be pruned. That one's next. All right, I'm gonna harvest over here first, and then I'll prune that one and harvest that one. So, talk to you in a few. Alrighty, I always clear for tomatoes, not for peppers, not there yet. Clear for tomatoes. All the tomatoes have been picked. Same thing on this side. I always clear. You know, everything pruned back, all the extra leaves pruned back, plenty of space. You can look through it, you can see the plastic still on the hoop tunnel. Again, airflow is an important thing. I actually had something over here starting to die. Now, that might be heat. Might be poor airflow. I'm thinking it was on the outside, I'm assuming heat, but it doesn't matter. Pulled it out, got it out of there. Make sure there's plenty of airflow. Whew! Tomatoes are done. It's 1 o'clock, I'm gonna call it a day. It's getting hot. And there's no shade out here. That's why everything grows so well. So those tomatoes are for me. Those tomatoes are for the chickens. Take my music and I'm gonna go to the house. I'll come back later, either early tomorrow morning or tonight. I don't know yet. And I'll take that to compost. Whenever I take that to compost is when I'll start working on the peppers. Because I got same thing. I got peppers. You can see it. It's hanging down. The peppers are so heavy. They're bringing the branches down. You know. So it's the same thing. Harvest the peppers and tie the branch up, or harvest the peppers and cut the branch back. So, whew. But I'm done. We'll do peppers later. So, talk to you soon.